You're lying in bed right now, completely unaware that the way your body is positioned for the next 7 to 8 hours is slowly, silently destroying your ability to perform. Not next year, not next month, but tonight, right now, while you think you're just resting. Every single night, millions of men over 60 climb into bed, close their eyes, and unknowingly compress the very blood vessels and nerves that keep them functioning as men. And here's what makes this truly terrifying. You won't feel it happening. There's no pain, no warning signs, just a gradual fade that sneaks up on you so slowly that by the time you notice, months or even years of damage have already been done. But what if I told you that this entire problem, this thing that's been quietly stealing your manhood while you sleep, could be completely reversed, starting tonight with something so absurdly simple that you'll kick yourself for not knowing about it sooner? Most men have absolutely no idea that their sleeping position is directly connected to their morning erections. They blame age, they blame stress, they blame their diet, they even blame their partners, but they never once look at how they're actually lying down for a third of their entire life. Think about it. You spend roughly 8 hours every single night in the exact same position, and during those 8 hours, your body is either healing itself and maintaining its systems, or it's slowly suffocating critical functions that you desperately need. The position you choose isn't just about comfort. It's about whether blood flows freely through your pelvis or gets choked off like a kinked garden hose. It's about whether nerves can transmit signals properly or get pinched and compressed until they stop working altogether. When you lie down in certain positions, particularly on your stomach, you're essentially placing your entire body weight directly on top of the nerves and arteries that feed your genital area. Imagine taking a garden hose that's running water and then parking your car on top of it for 8 straight hours. What happens? Nothing flows through anymore. The pressure is too great. The hose gets flattened, and even after you move the car, that hose needs time to recover its shape and function. Now imagine doing that every single night for years, decades even. That's exactly what's happening to the blood vessels and nerves in your pelvic region. When you sleep in the wrong position, the human body is an incredible machine, but it operates on very simple principles. Blood needs to flow, nerves need space to function, oxygen needs to reach every cell. When you compress any of these systems for extended periods, they start to fail. And your erectile function is one of the first things to go, because it requires perfect coordination between your cardiovascular system, your nervous system, and your hormonal system. If even one of these systems is compromised by poor sleeping position, everything starts to break down. Let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body while you sleep. During the night, your body goes through multiple sleep cycles, and during the deepest stages of sleep, particularly during REM, your body triggers automatic erections. These aren't sexual. They're not about arousal or desire. They're maintenance erections, and they happen for a very specific reason. Your body is running a diagnostic check, flooding your erectile tissue with oxygen-rich blood to keep it healthy, elastic, and functional. Healthy men experience anywhere from 3 to 5 of these erections throughout the night, each lasting 20 to 40 minutes. This is your body's way of making sure everything still works. Kind of like starting up your car engine every few days, even if you're not driving anywhere, just to keep everything lubricated and functional. But here's the problem. If you're sleeping in a position that restricts blood flow, these maintenance erections either don't happen at all, or they happen so weakly that they're not doing their job. Over time, without regular oxygen-rich blood flow, your erectile tissue starts to lose its elasticity. It becomes more fibrous, less flexible, and eventually, even when you want an erection, even when everything else is working properly, the tissue itself can't expand and fill with blood the way it used to. This is called tissue atrophy, and it's a slow, progressive condition that most men don't even realize is happening until it's already advanced. Now, let's get specific about the worst sleeping position possible. Sleeping on your stomach is absolutely devastating for your erectile function, and most men have no idea. When you lie face down, your entire body weight presses directly onto your pelvis. This compresses something called the pudendal nerve, which is the main nerve responsible for sensation and function in your penis. It also squeezes the internal pudendal artery, one of the primary blood suppliers to your erectile tissue. You know that sensation when you wake up and your arm or leg has fallen asleep, that weird tingling numbness. That's called paresthesia, and it happens when pressure cuts off blood flow and nerve signals. If it's happening to your arm or leg, the exact same thing is happening to your pelvis and your genital area when you sleep on your stomach. The difference is, you can't feel it happening down there the same way you feel it in your arm because you're asleep. But the damage is being done nonetheless. Week after week, month after month, year after year, this chronic deprivation of blood flow leads to real, measurable tissue damage. The smooth muscle cells in your erectile tissue need regular oxygen delivery to stay healthy. Without it, they start to die off and get replaced by collagen, which is basically scar tissue. Scar tissue doesn't expand. It doesn't fill with blood. It just sits there, taking up space where functional tissue used to be. Some men have been sleeping on their stomachs their entire adult lives, completely unaware that this habit has been slowly destroying their erectile function for decades. They've tried pills, they've tried supplements, they've spent thousands on treatments, never once realizing that the root cause was something as simple as how they position their body at night. And the truly frustrating part is that once you know this information, the solution is almost laughably simple. But the damage that's already been done can take weeks or months to reverse. Sleeping flat on your back creates a completely different set of problems, especially for men carrying extra weight around the neck and chest. When you lie completely flat, gravity pulls your tongue and the soft tissues in your throat backward, partially or completely blocking your airway. This triggers snoring, and in severe cases, sleep apnea, where you actually stop breathing multiple times throughout the night. Your brain detects the lack of oxygen and jolts you awake just enough to take a breath, but you don't fully wake up, so you don't even remember it happening. This can occur dozens or even hundreds of times per night. Every time your oxygen levels drop, your body goes into panic mode. It starts pumping out stress hormones, like cortisol and adrenaline, instead of the hormones you actually need, like testosterone. Studies have shown that men with untreated sleep apnea have significantly higher rates of erectile dysfunction, and the connection is direct. Your penis needs oxygen-rich blood to function. If you're essentially choking yourself all night long, you're starving your erectile tissue of the one thing it needs most. Additionally, when your body is constantly in stress mode due to poor oxygen, it diverts blood flow away from non-essential functions. And unfortunately, your reproductive system is considered non-essential when your body thinks you're dying from lack of air. The constant interruptions in your sleep cycle also prevent your body from producing testosterone properly. Your body makes the majority of its testosterone during deep sleep, specifically in the first few hours after you fall asleep. But you have to actually reach and maintain deep sleep for this to happen. If you're waking up or partially waking up every hour because you can't breathe properly, your body never completes this crucial process. You end up with lower testosterone, less sex drive, weaker erections, less muscle mass, more body fat, lower energy, and a whole cascade of problems that all stem from one simple issue. You're sleeping in a position that won't let you breathe properly. So what's the solution? What's the position that actually helps instead of hurts? Sleeping on your left side is hands down the best position for erectile function, cardiovascular health, and overall well-being. When you sleep on your left side specifically, you're taking pressure off the vena cava, which is the major vein that returns blood to your heart. This improved circulation means more blood availability throughout your entire body, including the blood vessels that feed your genital area. Better circulation means stronger automatic erections during REM sleep, which means better tissue oxygenation, which means healthier erectile function overall. The position also helps with digestion and reduces acid reflux because of how your stomach is positioned relative to your esophagus. It keeps your airway open better than back sleeping, reducing snoring and apnea events. And it doesn't compress your pelvic nerves and blood vessels the way stomach sleeping does. It's genuinely the optimal position for maintaining male sexual health, and the science backs this up completely. Studies on cardiovascular function consistently show that left-side sleeping improves blood flow and reduces pressure on major blood vessels. Since your erections are entirely dependent on your cardiovascular system, anything that improves cardiovascular function directly improves erectile function. But just sleeping on your left side isn't quite enough. You need to do it correctly to get the full benefit. Here's the proper technique. When you lie on your left side, place a firm pillow between your knees. This keeps your hips aligned and prevents your upper leg from pulling your pelvis forward and twisting your spine. The twisting motion can still compress blood vessels, even though you're on your side, so keeping everything aligned is crucial. Then take another smaller pillow and tuck it under your waist for lumbar support. This maintains the natural curve of your lower spine and keeps pressure off the nerves that run through that area, down into your pelvis and legs. Men who make this one change, who commit to sleeping on their left side with proper pillow support, often report noticing improvements in their morning erections within 2 to 3 weeks. Some men who haven't experienced morning wood in 5 years or longer suddenly find themselves waking up hard again after just a month of proper sleep positioning. No medication, no expensive treatments, no complicated protocols, just better mechanics, just letting their body do what it's naturally designed to do when you stop preventing it from working properly. Now, let's talk about the other nighttime habits that directly impact your erectile function and prostate health. One of the most overlooked but critically important habits is completely emptying your bladder right before you get into bed. Not just a quick pee, but actually taking your time, relaxing your pelvic floor muscles, and making absolutely sure every last drop is out. When your bladder is full overnight, it sits directly against your prostate gland, putting pressure on it and restricting blood flow to the entire pelvic region. This pressure also triggers those frustrating middle-of-the-night bathroom trips. that completely destroy your sleep cycles. Every time you wake up to urinate, you're interrupting your REM cycles, which means you're interrupting the exact times when your body is supposed to be producing testosterone and generating those maintenance erections. One nighttime bathroom trip might not seem like a big deal, but if it's happening every single night, you're losing hours and hours of crucial deep sleep over the course of weeks and months. The solution is simple. Taper off your water intake about 2 to 3 hours before bed. Get your hydration in during the day and early evening. Then stop drinking, so your body has time to process and eliminate that fluid before you lie down. The temperature of your bedroom also has a massive impact on testosterone production that most men never consider. Your testicles need to be slightly cooler than your core body temperature to produce testosterone efficiently. That's why they hang outside your body in the first place. If your bedroom is too hot, anything above 70 degrees, you're essentially cooking your hormone factory all night long. Your body has to work overtime just to try to keep your testicles cool enough to function, and often it can't keep up. Keep your bedroom between 60 and 67 degrees. Yes, it might feel a bit cold at first, but this temperature range is optimal for testosterone production, deep sleep, and overall recovery. Your choice of underwear or sleepwear matters more than you think. Tight briefs or restrictive boxer briefs compress blood vessels in your groin and trap heat exactly where you don't want it. This compression reduces blood flow, and the trapped heat reduces testosterone production. The solution is straightforward. When you go to bed, either wear loose cotton boxers or sleep completely naked. Giving your genitals room to breathe and stay cool overnight protects testosterone production and keeps blood flowing freely. Many men report better sleep quality and better morning erections simply from making this one change. Let's dig deeper into the science of what's actually happening during sleep, because understanding this will help you appreciate why these changes matter so much. Your penis doesn't just randomly get hard at night. Those erections serve a specific biological purpose. During deep sleep, your body floods your erectile tissue with oxygen-rich blood. This oxygenation keeps the tissue healthy, elastic, and functional. It's preventive maintenance, and it happens automatically when everything is working correctly. But when your sleep position restricts blood flow, or when your sleep quality is poor due to apnea or frequent waking, this maintenance doesn't happen properly. Your body also produces the majority of its testosterone during deep sleep, specifically in the first few hours after you fall asleep. Testosterone production follows a very specific pattern tied to your circadian rhythm. It peaks in the early morning hours, which is why men typically experience their strongest erections upon waking. But this only happens if you've had proper deep sleep. If you're waking up frequently, if you're not breathing properly, if you're sleeping in a position that restricts circulation, your testosterone production gets disrupted. Lower testosterone means less sex drive, weaker erections, less energy, more body fat, and a general decline in vitality. During hours 2 through 4 of sleep, your body produces the highest levels of nitric oxide, which is the master molecule for erections. Nitric oxide relaxes the smooth muscle tissue in your blood vessels, allowing them to dilate and fill with blood. This is how erections actually work at the molecular level. When you get aroused, your brain signals for nitric oxide release. Your blood vessels relax and expand, and blood rushes in. But if you're snoring or breathing poorly during those critical hours, When nitric oxide production peaks, your levels plummet. You end up with insufficient nitric oxide, even when you're aroused, which means weak or incomplete erections. Sleep quality beats sleep quantity every single time. 6 or 7 hours of deep, uninterrupted, restorative sleep will do exponentially more for your testosterone and erections than 10 hours of garbage sleep ever could. You need to prioritize sleep quality above everything else. This means addressing your sleep position, your bedroom temperature, your breathing, and any habits that are disrupting your sleep cycles. Here's a simple but powerful bedtime routine that addresses multiple aspects of erectile health simultaneously. About 30 to 45 minutes before you plan to sleep, warm up a cup of milk and stir in 1 teaspoon of raw honey and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. The honey keeps your blood sugar stable throughout the night, preventing those middle-of-the-night wake-ups from blood sugar crashes. The cinnamon enhances blood flow and has been shown in studies to improve vascular function. The warm milk contains tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your body produce melatonin, the sleep hormone. This combination creates the perfect biochemical environment for deep, restorative sleep. Pair that drink with a 5-minute breathing exercise. Sit on the edge of your bed and breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a count of 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. The longer exhale is crucial because it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest mode. This lowers your heart rate, reduces blood pressure, and increases oxygen saturation in your blood. More oxygen means better nitric oxide production, which means better erections. Do this breathing pattern for 5 full minutes, and you'll notice your entire body starting to relax and prepare for sleep. Before you actually drift off, do a gentle pelvic floor massage. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the bed. Place one hand low on your abdomen, just above your pubic bone. Use your fingertips to apply gentle circular pressure, working across the lower abdomen and down toward the inner thighs. This stimulates blood flow to the entire pelvic region and helps relax any tight muscles that might be restricting circulation. Many men hold chronic tension in their pelvic floor without even realizing it, and this tension restricts blood flow. Just a few minutes of gentle massage before bed can make a significant difference. The bottom line is this: your erections aren't gone forever, and you don't need expensive treatments or prescriptions to get them back. The solution is mechanical, not pharmaceutical. Sleep on your left side with a pillow between your knees and another under your waist. Avoid sleeping on your stomach or flat on your back. Empty your bladder completely before bed. Keep your room cool between 60 and 67 degrees. Wear loose underwear or sleep naked. Do your breathing exercise and pelvic massage routine. It's not complicated. It's not expensive. And it works because you're finally allowing your body to do what it's naturally designed to do. You're removing the obstacles